Hey everybody, welcome back. So yesterday I took you through a 6-step story structure to use in your business. Stories are so incredibly powerful in terms of how you attract customers and get prospects coming to you and are able to convert them into clients and customers. So as a quick reminder, I'm going to take you through the 6 steps. But what I want to do today, and maybe over even the next couple of days, because it keeps me sharp and hopefully it makes you sharp, is give you a few examples, right? Knowing the structure is one thing, being able to incorporate it into your marketing is another. And I've got this great example, at least I think. Let me know, okay? Whether you're listening to this live or listening to this recorded, I love the feedback. So if this is helpful, let me know, like, hey, that 6-step story structure was amazing or sucked or whatever. Okay. Anyway, quick reminder on the 6-step story structure, right? First of all, every story has a hero. That's step 1. Your prospect, the person that you are trying to attract or the person you're already serving because they're a customer or client, they're the hero of the story, not you, not your product or service, right? So every story has a hero. But the hero, what makes them a hero is the hero always has a problem. In this case, my little, that's step 2. So there's hero and number 2 is problem. My hero is trying to cross the chasm, right? And they can't get across because it's huge, right? So that's step 2. Step 3 is the wizard appears. The wizard is the mentor, the guide. It's you, basically, your product or service that is going to give them some advice. So step 3 is the wizard appears, right? And in my little story here, the wizard is on the other side of the chasm. And the wizard gives the hero the way. Now the way to what? Remember, what the hero wanted to do is cross the chasm. That's what the hero wants. What the wizard supplies is the way. The way, or the vehicle, that's your product or your service or your advice, whatever it is that you give. But I want you to always remember that the way is not what you're selling. You're selling them being able to cross the chasm because that's what they really want, right? But even though the wizard rather can tell the hero the way, like this is how you cross the chasm, the wizard still needs to have, and this is the 5th element, a call to action, right? You've got to motivate that hero, like, listen, the way is this bridge, but you must walk the walk. You must come across that bridge for you to come across this, to get across the chasm and come over here, right? So that's the call to action, is number 5. And then number 6 is sort of the happy ending, but the happy ending is always the hero reaching their goal safely. And what do I mean by safely? I mean, what we have to do as wizards is guide our heroes safely across the bridge, meaning we need to tell them and equip them and serve them so that they actually get to their goal without failure, right? And this is what's called guarantees and de-risking and some other things. But here's what would be super cool. I'm going to try. I need to look at some of my notes, and because I have to look at some of my notes, got to put on my glasses. But I want to put this into a use case to see if it's helpful. So in this story, what we're going to do is the hero, I want you to imagine, let me give you a little bit of backstory. Recently, I went to Spain, love it there, Barcelona, amazing city, and Portugal, and I discovered a new city that was amazing, Porto. I'm so excited about Porto in Portugal. You must go. So I thought, just as a little bit of an exercise, let me see if I can sort of sell you on Porto and me guiding you through Porto. So in this exercise, what we're going to do is, let me imagine that my hero is a traveler, but they're not just any traveler. They're the type of traveler that loves to experience the places that they go in a very authentic way, right? It's really important for you to know who your hero is, right? Don't be general, be specific. But in this case, my hero is a world traveler, but they like to immerse themselves into the places they go. They want an authentic experience, okay? And they've got to be pretty able. So this is probably somebody in their 30s or 40s, maybe early 50s, who doesn't mind walking around and experiencing new things. They're an experiencer after all. Okay, so that's my hero. So my hero, as I said, I started to kind of mention the problem. The problem is they want to visit a place like Porto, right? But they don't want everything that's on the tour guide, right? Like if you pull up, if you research, and Lord knows I've done this, any city on the planet, you're like, what should I do in Porto? You can go to 10 different sites and you're going to get the same 10 different things because it's the things that they all share, right? So the problem is my hero, let's just call my hero, for no particular reason, Joan, okay? So Joan wants to visit Porto, but the problem is she's just not really sure what to do. She wants a really authentic experience. So I'm going to put myself in here as the wizard. So let's say that my business is, I'm a blogger and a sort of tour guide, and I do these curated trips where I take people to really cool cities and give them an authentic experience. So in this case, I would be the wizard talking to Joan and saying, I know how to give you an authentic experience. And so let me go to some of my notes because I want to tell you about Porto too. So what if I said, listen, I have an itinerary that will make you fall in love with Porto. Porto's a hill town, little city perched on above the mouth of the Douro River and the Atlantic, north of Lisbon in Portugal. It's really great. You should go and see it. And if you're an experiencer hero, right? I'm talking specifically to my hero. If you're an experiencer and you believe that traveling is all about creating lifetime memories through not in the guide experiences, then my Porto itinerary is gonna make you want to put Porto on your must visit list of travel experiences, right? So I just talked to my hero. I basically said, I know the problem. You want to really have an authentic experience and make memories, not with the stuff that's on the guide. You don't want to be with a whole different throng of tourists going through Porto. That's just not fun for a really experienced and an experiencer type of traveler. So I'm saying, what if I can kind of show you a way to have that? So what's the offer? Like, well, what if I told you the way, right? I'm going to sort of spell out what it is. What if I told you that I can give you this itinerary? My itinerary is the way in this case, right? Where you're going to know exactly where to stay in Porto so that you're in walking distance of all of the good stuff, right? I'm even going to tell you the exact address of the Airbnb that I stayed in that has this super cool loft space that looks out over the rooftops of the city. It was absolutely incredible. I'm going to give you the secret location of a not on the map restaurant at the footsteps of an ancient cathedral, where for 10 euro, this is a true story, you can go to this guy, give him 10 euro, and he's cooking sardines on his barbecue grill, and you get like a little cup of beer and sardines and a boiled potato and a salad, and it's just all amazing because it's completely off the map. So good. I'm gonna tell you how you can visit the bookshop that inspired J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, the Hogwarts in Harry Potter. I'm gonna tell you also, I'm gonna give you directions to a local shop with all things Portuguese, like no touristy stuff. Like this is the stuff that you're really going to want to bring back to your friends and family after you visit Portugal. You're going to get, let's see, what else can I do for you? Oh, I'll tell you exactly when to get on the boat cruises that go up and down the river, but you don't want to just go anytime. So I'm going to tell you exactly when to get on the boat cruises so that you're not packed in like a sardine with other tourists, which would be terrible. I'm also going to tell you, how about you have a port cocktail? Because believe it or not, in Porto, they do just about everything with port. So you can have a port cocktail at a sunny terrace on the banks of the river and not make the mistake that a lot of tourists make. Don't make the mistake I made once, which is at this really crappy, awful place where they treat you like you're garbage and won't even bring you your check. It's just terrible. So I'm going to make sure that you avoid the crappy places. How about also you have dinner on the second floor of this hidden restaurant that gives you a perfect sunset view. And then there's locals down below, like playing music and hanging out. It's just amazing. And then finally, I also can tell you about an off the beaten path, top shelf wine store that serves like this amazingly crisp Portuguese Albarino, that's accompanied by sausage and cheeses. I'm making myself hungry and I'm making myself want to go back to Porto. But you can see I'm basically saying, hey, if you're an experiencer and you want an authentic experience, what I'm going to do, I'm playing the wizard here because I'm giving you this itinerary, which is the way, you know, where you're going to get this, right? Now, my call to action. Does this sound like something that you want to do? Do you want my itinerary? This is going to be a very soft call to action. But if you want my itinerary for real, just drop me a comment and I'll actually send you that itinerary. Drop me a comment and drop your email or I'll DM you back with the itinerary. I will try to actually do that because I know all these things. All of these things are actually real. So I just gave you my call to action and I want you to reach your goal safely. There's not a lot of rewards here, but the way I can make it safe is I can say this. If you want my itinerary, either drop me a comment on Facebook or get in contact me with some way. I'm going to document all of this stuff so that you can know exactly what to do and what can be my guarantee, reach your goal safely. It's basically so you won't have to do the things that all of the other tourists are doing. This is the best off the beaten path stuff. And I guarantee you're going to have the best time of your life in Porto. I had kind of a soft ending, but what I wanted you to see if I was really selling this, if I was saying, come with me and I will guide you through Porto, I could say something like, and I guarantee if at the end of the first day of your trip, you haven't had the best time possible, it hasn't exceeded your expectations in every way possible, I will give you back your money so you can spend the rest of the trip however you like, right? That's a reaching your goal safely. So do you see what I did? I basically just used the 6-step story structure to basically sell to my hero a Portuguese itinerary to Porto, which was my way. And I put a back end kind of risk reversal in there. So anyway, I'm going to do this all week or a couple of times because it's really the middle of the week right now. But I want to show you some different examples of how to use story structure in your sales and how it's going to make things so compelling. So call to action. If you want that itinerary, drop me a note and I'm going to send you the best one that I think you can get in Porto. I had an incredible time. In fact, I can't wait to go back. All right. See you next time.